Tracking the pulse of the road and the future of flight, from viral trends to policy shifts, we cut through the traffic to bring you the stories that drive us. Your fast track guide to everything on the move starts right now. From Billionaire News Channel to Mellow 947 BFM, I'm Gie Barroga, and this is Shift Happens. At the Clark International Speedway, and with me is Arthur Tuason at Tuason Racing School, who will show us around the track and explain to us what really happens during a race. So, Arthur, welcome back to Shift Happens, and thank you so much for your time again.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here. Happy to host you guys here for the Toyota Gazoo Racing Race Week 2.
What we're having right now is the GR50 class, but what exactly is happening?
So basically, GR50 is a new time attack effort by Toyota Gazoo Racing, and they basically set their best times here. Interestingly, it's during the wet.
Yeah, the rain poured earlier today, and it's gonna be the second half actually was a wet race for our racers, and this one it's going to be interesting. Oh, we're hearing the sounds of the engines, which is really the heaven for the racers.
Absolutely. So these are actually specifically for GR vehicles. The sound you're hearing right now is a GR Supra modified, of course. And we have behind us some Auto Plus cars. We have a GR86 and we have a GR Supra.
Okay, is this like a normal appearance, normal sightings during races?
Yes, absolutely. For these kinds of cars, we have a lot of stock and a lot of modified. I'm not sure if you can see behind me, but we have a whole plethora of them. And they come in all shapes and sizes, all kinds of personality comes out, and we really love to have them here.
Okay, we can like walk around and see what else is here at the track. So we have here the Tamaraw, one of the race cars that battled it out inside the track earlier. So how was the races earlier?
Yeah, so the races were actually quite intense. The rain really became the greatest equalizer for these drivers, especially for those that were new. They felt that we felt that it was a really good fight. As you can see, we have teams that have mixed vehicles, including Tamaraw and Vios.
What feedback did you get from the racers? Because the Tamaraw Cup flagged off during this year in a street race in Cavite, and this is the first time that it's happening inside the enclosed track.
So a lot of the drivers are racing the Tamaraw for the first time this year in the racetrack. Definitely for them, it is familiar ground because they've been here. This is really our home stomping ground. We really love this place. But yes, it is an adjustment from the tight corners of the street race.
And it's more high speed.
Compared to the street race, yes, absolutely. They really have space to let loose. They have long straights. And really, it's a drag race every time they come down the main straight.
So we have here Russell Reyes, racer for the Tamaraw Class. So tell us, Russell, how was your race this weekend? It's the first time that the Tamaraw is racing at the Clark International Speed.
So with the Tamaraw, it was really fun to race. Being my first time, I had a lot to learn. So we worked we worked out. Thankfully, I had the car just Tuesday, so we only had 1 week of practice. But I was able to extract what I could with the car, and especially with our lubricants, Petron and everything, it really helped me get the win because the performance is really up the top. Yeah.
How was the adjustment like? Because Tamaraw is not a conventional race car. It's longer compared to the normal race cars that racers like you are racing. But how was the adjustment for you, and how was the transition?
The transition was not that far away from actually. So I had to adjust my throttle inputs just a bit more, maybe a little bit of more smoother throttle control, and yeah, it worked out. I just tried to drive as smooth as I could, basically.
The sun was so bright this morning, and then when the afternoon came, the rain poured. How did that affect your performance during the race?
So during the race, actually, I was thankful that it rained because it was a kind of an equalizer against the opponents because I needed to see what I could use against because the other opponents are really fast in a straight line, so I had to find a way how I could defend harder. So when it rained, actually I just had to close the inside, just try to force them to slow down a bit more. And then, me being in front, I had the advantage to just get on throttle, and yeah, that helped. That really worked.
Who do you see as your biggest competitor and why?
Of course, it's gonna be the champion, the leading champion driver right now. It's Nigo Anton. So I'm really happy to fight against him finally, because he's been he's always been at the top, and when we were sim racing, we are always toe to toe. So right now, we're racing in the real thing. I finally caught up to him, so I'm really happy.
Finally, Russell, we are closing the second leg already. So what lessons are you bringing from this leg to the coming leg at the Batangas Racing Circuit, if I'm not mistaken?
So at the Batangas Racing Circuit, yeah, that's gonna be the next round. We're gonna do a lot more testing because we need to try to maximize more of the car's potential. So that's the plan, and maybe learn the track as well because it's gonna be really bumpy there, and I think it's gonna be really hot because it's gonna be just around August. So let's see what happens.
How's the difference with the use of biofuels?
Oh, with the use of biofuels, honestly, I didn't really notice anything. So I think it was just the same, but maybe it's safer for the world, so that's a good thing, right? But for me, I think it's all right. We should keep running with this fuel because it will save the world and we still get to race, right? So that's what we need, just to try to make it as sustainable as possible. I would like to thank Tuason Racing for, they were a big part of my career. So to get me to this point was actually thanks to them. So thank you, Tuason Racing.
Oh, so you were part of the school, of the Gazoo Racing School.
Yes, actually, I started from way back. I started with sim racing. That was hosted by Tuason Racing, and then when I won that, I was the champion in Gran Turismo Cup in the Philippines. I was sponsored for the autocross, and then I won the autocross. I was sponsored for the novice class. I won the novice class. I was sponsored for the sporting class, and then I got second place in the sporting class last year. So right now it's like a ladder stepping. So big thing.
But you also do sim racing, right? And that's also under Tuason Racing, or that's a different one?
Honestly, there's a lot of sim racing leagues. So I joined many different leagues, such as one is the Toyota Gazoo Racing Philippine Sim Racing Cup, and then Ferrari Esports, SRO GT World. So it's pretty much everything. I joined pretty much everything, and I started from sim racing. Like, I really had no clue about racing, about cars. So it's from sim to real. So shout out to Sim Racing PH.
All right, thank you so much, Russell Reyes, and good luck on the next leg of the Toyota Gazoo Racing Philippine Cup. We will take a short break, and when we return, we will still be here at the Clark International Speedway as we learn more stories behind the wheel. This is Shift Happens on Billionaire News Channel and Mellow 947 BFM. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Looking for the perfect escape? Discover Club Nalu, a serene beachfront retreat where stillness meets style. Nestled along the quiet shores of Bacnotan in La Union, Club Nalu is designed for slow mornings, ocean breezes, and moments that help you unwind. From cozy rooms and sun-drenched villas to relaxing spaces inspired by nature. Every corner invites you to pause, breathe, and recharge. Club Nalu, come as you are and leave feeling a little lighter. Book now at clubnalu.ph.
And we're back. I'm Gie Barroga. This is Shift Happens on Mellow 947 BFM, simulcast to BNC, the Billionaire News Channel. Let's get right where we left off. So now we have the members of the Toyota Gazoo racing team, Will Lucas and Chenne Jimenez. So let's talk about your race. So this morning it was, oh, it's raining again. So this morning it was sunny, and then in the afternoon race, the rain poured. So how did that affect your performance? But how was your overall performance this race weekend?
I think the mixed track condition was very challenging, and I saw my teammate really pushing and making pace. So it was difficult to keep adjusting, but that's what racing is about, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I do agree with it. It got really hard in the afternoon because it was kind of unexpected, the rain, and with our tires, they're really good, but they're not meant for the rain. So it was hard for us to stay within the limits and not spin out.
So we were on the grass, off the grass, all over the place. But it was fun. We had fun.
It was fun. Super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how would you rate yourself?
I think I'm pasang awa for this one.
Yeah, same. I was kind of sick the whole week, so it was very hard for me, but I'm very proud of everyone in our team. They all did really well.
Yeah.
But I think the most important part was you both enjoyed the races this race weekend. But also this leg, Toyota and Tuason Racing, you are using biofuels. Were there any changes or like transitions when it comes to that? How different is the biofuels compared to the traditional gas that we have?
So the thing is with the biofuel, if you don't tell me, would you know?
I wouldn't notice.
You wouldn't know. So they had to tell us, oh, we're using the biofuels. I go, oh, it's the same. So something like that. So what's nice about Gazoo Racing is like the tagline, pushing the limits for better. Motorsports is meant to push innovation, performance of drivers, and technology. And this is exactly what we're doing here.
Yeah, I didn't really notice the difference, but for me it felt good because we're using better fuel and more sustainable. So it's like, it made my peace of mind. It made my mind like,
Motorsports is not wasteful,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like yeah.
That's the common notion. Motorsports is a wasteful thing. But here we're innovating, using biofuels, making it more sustainable. And that's where it's at.
Will, for you in particular, you've mentioned that you started with go-karting, moved to one-seater race, and now you're racing the Tamaraw, which is not the normal race car that racers are using. Was there like hardships or like your transition with kart to one-seater car to truck?
Yeah, I found it very hard because from everything that I was doing before, it's very different. This is super big, it's very torquey, and it's just heavy. And the brakes, what's the word?
They tend to go fast.
They tend to go away really fast because the car is pretty heavy. But, I tip my hat to Toyota because
Making this work is
they made
wild.
this work, and it's like super fun to drive. But yeah, it's very different from what I'm used to.
For Chenne in particular, you are in a male-dominated sport. How does it feel to be one of the women here and really bannering the flags of ladies?
So for me, it's just all about driving, enjoying, and pushing ourselves. So it's really difficult to adjusting. So we're teammates in endurance and other stuff, but it's a difficult adjustment. So bringing your mindset to it's a front-heavy, rear-wheel drive, torquey diesel. So I think that was the most difficult part. But we're gonna learn. We're gonna keep pushing, and we have 2 more legs. So watch out for that.
Having mentioned about that, we're closing the second leg and we're going to the Batangas racing circuit for the third leg and then come back here again for the final leg. But what lessons are you bringing from this leg and also during the street race as you come to the third leg?
It's really more about adjusting to the car and being ready for whatever happens, right?
Yeah, I think for me it's the mindset because you can't really be in your head when you're driving this because everyone really will pull away from you, and if you're always in your head, you're just gonna keep falling behind. So I want to bring my management skills up, Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Will and Chenne from the Toyota Gazoo racing team. Thank you and congratulations. Good luck on the next leg.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we're at the scrutineering area and we're still here with Arthur Tuason to discuss to us what happens here.
So this is the scrutineering area. Basically, every race winner passes through here with their vehicles. We just need to check their gear, check their car, make sure everything is above board before we award them for their achievements.
Is there like an impact if something happens, or like you mentioned earlier about not being careful not to touch any of the car?
Yes, so we're here in this area, but while the cars are still being worked on by the scrutineers, we have to be very careful about touching them, about getting out of their way, because we're very, very strict about compliance. We're very strict about mechanics not touching cars, about nobody touching cars, because we want no allegations of any cheating, any tampering. It's basically non grata. We cannot touch anything except for the scrutineers until they have released the cars to their respective teams.
For this one, they're checking the engines, and then right behind us, they're checking like the under of the car. But what exactly are they checking?
So they're checking basically suspension and then of course ECU. So they want to make sure that nothing was pre-programmed into the car, because they have very specific power limits. They have very specific suspension limits in order to ensure fairness among the OMR, or one make race.
Was there any instance in the past that there have been tampering and all of that?
Yes, definitely. It is a part of motorsports. If you look at a lot of success stories, honestly, it's a lot of creative loopholes that the scrutineers or the race organizers never really caught until the team finished the whole season.
And that gets the racer disqualified.
It can, but if they succeed and then they make it a success story, honestly, motorsports is a bed of innovation, and a lot of these creative loopholes are ways that we've pushed this technology forward.
Right now, Arthur is showing, what do you call this?
So it's an ethanol testing sample. Basically, the biofuel that we've been using is ethanol. It's an additive that we mix with regular fuel, regular diesel, regular gas. It's to ensure that we don't use too much, because of course our crisis with the fuel now is that we have too little. But ethanol has become a way for us to become a little bit more environmentally friendly, a little more sensitive of the situation. It has allowed us to revive the racing here in the Philippines.
What are your thoughts about the use of biofuels, especially in motorsports, which really use fuel for the sport, for it to run, and for this to continue?
It's definitely been a lifesaver. It's a great innovation. And of course, we've had this in the past, but bringing it back, the technology has advanced so much. And of course, what better testing bed for new technologies such as motorsports, where the limits are really pushed.
You were also here during the testing yesterday. What insights were you able to get from Toyota, from the people here, from the racers, and also I think there were also government agencies who are part of the testing?
Yes, of course. So we had the Department of Energy with us yesterday. They definitely came here to see what we were doing, how we were pushing forward the envelope, to see if our technology really worked. And safe to say, they were very pleasantly surprised. They very much enjoyed the experience, getting to see it on track, seeing the effects of the testing, using these specific testing bottles, of course. And they're very happy with us continuing this research.
So after today's leg, what is your hope? What can you expect in the motorsports with the use of biofuel?
Of course, it's a way for us to be more environmentally conscious, for us to continue pushing that technology forward. And of course, we really love helping out, showing that we're not just here for the racing, but we're also here to show that we can do more.
So as someone who is in charge of the race management of the Toyota Gazoo Racing Philippine Cup, we're ending the second leg right now. We're moving to Batangas Racing Circuit and then move back here at Clark International Speedway. What is next? What can people expect? What can the motorsports community expect on the upcoming leg?
I would definitely love to talk to you guys about that, but you know, you can't spoil too much. I guess I just have to see you guys at the races.
It's a surprise. Again, he is Arthur Tuason of Tuason Racing School. Thank you so much for your time and for touring us around here. Thank you. And that concludes our round of the stories driving the industry forward. From the Clark International Speedway, I'm Gie Barroga. Join us again on Shift Happens, your fast track guide to everything on the move. Keep it here on the Billionaire News Channel and Mellow 947 BFM.